Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Misrepresentation ang ating pag-uusapan today. We are going to talk about a specific case, okay? Involving an applicant na na-refuse po ang kanyang application for an open work permit, for a work permit, dahil pinagdudahan ng IRCC ang sinasabi niyang master's degree niya. Okay, meron po siyang MBA. Bakit pinagdudahan ng IRCC? Well, it turns out, doon po kasi sa bansang kanyang pinanggalingan, nagkalat ang balita, kumbaga, na meron pong scheme involving some people paying fraudsters, kumbaga, nagbabayad po sila para pekein ang kanilang educational credentials. And many times, according to reports, which I will also share with you later on, this involves those na meron pong planong mag-abroad. Okay, so talagang ginagamit nila yan, itong scheme na yan. Magbabayad sila para pagandahin ang kanilang educational background. Diba? O sige, puntahan po muna natin yung federal court decision na pagbabatayan natin. Yan, para sa kwentuhan natin in this episode. Bagong-bago lang po ito, September 2, 2025, nilabas ng Federal Court ang desisyong ito. Okay? So again, this is another petition for judicial review. Okay? Pumunta po ng korte yung applicant para makiusap. Kumbaga, hilingin yung judge na baka naman pwedeng i-disregard nyo po yung refusal ko at ipa-assess muli sa ibang IRCC officer sakaling baka mapagbigyan siya. Okay, yung kanyang application. O sige, puntahan natin ang storya. The applicant is a citizen of China living in Hong Kong. She applied for a work permit under the International Mobility Program. At doon po sa kanyang application, she said she had obtained a Master's of Business Administration or MBA from Anglia Ruskin University. Ito na. Concerned with several elements found in her application, si officer, inimbetahan siya for an in-person interview. Yan. Pinagbigyan naman po siya, no? Para patunayan, kumbaga, sige nga, totoo ka bang meron ka ba talagang MBA? Sige, i-interviewin kita tungkol dyan sa iyong thesis or sa dissertation pala, no? So, yan, applicant was invited to attend an interview to address concerns regarding the legitimacy of the educational credentials presented. In particular, nag-request daw po si officer na magbigay si applicant ng additional supporting documentation, including evidence of any coursework exemption applied towards the degree she obtained from the university. Ito na nangyari sa interview, guys. During the interview, the officer raised concerns that the applicant may have engaged the help of ghost writers to help obtain her degree for the purposes of immigrating to Canada. Aminado naman daw yung applicant na meron talagang, ayun na nga, she was aware of allegations concerning a group of ghostwriters as reported in the South China Morning Post newspaper, but that, she said, she did the work herself. Oo, may mga balitang gumagawa niyan, pero hindi, ito, ginawa ko talaga tong thesis ko. Puntahan natin yung report no, ng South China Morning Post. Nahanap ko rin po siya. Yan, no? 2022 pa po tong article nito, no? So, it's been a while since this whole scheme started. Immigration special Hong Kongers keen to move to Canada offered MBAs for cash without classes or homework. Magbayad ka lang, palalabasin namin na ikaw ay may MBA. In short. Magkano ang ganyan? 250,000 Hong Kong dollars. Of up to 250,000 Hong Kong dollars. Sige, magkano po yan in Canadian dollars? It is, wow, 44,000 plus Canadian dollars. Grabe! Just to be able to claim an MBA. Wow, okay. Maliban sa ang laki ng kita pala ng mga ghostwriters na ito, ang yayaman lang ng mga pwedeng pumatol dito. Ano ba yan? O, sige na. So, yun po yung report, no? Teka, baka meron pa tayong ibang makitang detalye pala dito. Yan. Hong Kongers eager to emigrate to Canada are being offered British postgraduate diplomas and degrees in as little as 6 months lang, without having to attend a single class or turn in any work of their own. Yun. So, ito pala. So, 120,000 to 250,000 Hong Kong dollars ang singil. Gumagamit pa raw ng mga expert tutors to produce dissertations and other homework. Okay, kasama yun sa kanilang bayad. O sige, balikan na po natin yung federal court ruling. Ito na po, balik na tayo dito sa interview. Nako po, nung tinanong na po si applicant tungkol dun sa detalye ng kanyang pinag-aralan, na dapat ay alam niya dahil dapat siya ang gumawa ng kanyang dissertation, hindi po siya makasagot. Okay? Ito na. The applicant was not able to answer several high-level questions that the officer asked her in relation to her master's paper. And the officer found that the applicant demonstrated little knowledge of her own research. In fairness sa IRCC officer, no? Kung meron siyang tinanong na high-level question, siguro inaral din mismo ni officer ano ba tong dissertation niya para handa rin siya sa kanyang pagtatanong. Diba? Kasi paano nga naman kung nakasagot si student, di dapat kaya ni officer din makipagsabayan, diba? Okay. Specifically, the applicant could not reasonably answer questions regarding the coursework, basic business concepts, submitted essays, and failed to answer correctly a question regarding her research strategy, methodology, and key concepts. Kung tutuusin, these are basics for somebody na nakatapos dapat ng MBA. No? Tatanungin ko lang tungkol sa coursework mo. Ano ba ginagawa nyo doon? Basic business concepts. Dapat nga naman nasagot ito easily, no? Kung ikaw ay nakapagtapos talaga nito. Ngayon, dahil hindi nakasagot ng diretsyo si applicant, the officer found that the applicant had presented educational credentials that were not legitimately earned in order to obtain a work permit in Canada. As a result, she was found inadmissible. And by the way, binigyan din po siya, pinatawan siya ng 5-year ban sa pagpunta sa Canada. Okay? Ano ang depensa ni applicant nang pumunta siya sa korte? Ito na, when she sought a judicial review. She claims the decision is unreasonable. Ito. And that the officer breached her rights to procedural fairness. Ba't ba ang bulol ko ngayon? Okay, hindi raw siya binigyan ng pagkakataong magpaliwanag. But the judge disagreed with the applicant. Tama naman daw. Actually, pinagbigyan siya ng husto at pinatawag sa isang interview pa nga para patunayan na alam niya yung kanyang coursework, yung kanyang sinulat na dissertation. Sabi ni Judge, the applicant does not articulate a specific breach of procedural fairness. Wala namang binanggit na specific kung paano siya hindi binigyan ng pagkakataong magpaliwanag. Other than to argue that credibility was an issue and that the officer hunted for misrepresentation rather than eligibility. Okay. So parang pinapoint out niya, hindi man ako pinagbigyan, talagang hinanapan niya ako ng pagkakamali. Well, sa totoo lang, guys, kung ako lang ang tatanungin, there's nothing wrong with that. Diba? With applications being screened, that is the job of an assessing officer, right? To check the legitimacy of everything that you stated there. So tama lang maghanap siya for potential misrepresentations, right? And it is up to the applicant to be, confident and be able to justify and explain and, prove that her, whatever, educational credentials are real. Okay. Yun, si judge nga nag-disagree dito sa sinasabi ni applicant. In this case, sabi niya, the officer had concerns regarding the applicant's application and eligibility and provided a notice and a meaningful opportunity. Yan sabi niya, buti nga interview pa diba? It was a meaningful opportunity to participate in the process. There is no breach of procedural fairness. Ayun sabi, properly asked naman daw si applicant to appear sa interview at mag-provide ng additional documents. Okay, sinabi naman daw lahat ang concerns sa kanya. Okay? When the applicant responded na siya ang nagsulat ng kanyang MBA research, binigyan naman daw siya ng pagkakataon to confirm that response by answering high-level questions about her research. At dahil hindi, according to judge na to, dahil hindi siya nakasagot ng matino, judge said the officer was entitled to draw a negative conclusion and rule that she did not earn the education that she claimed to have obtained. In short, dinismiss ang kanyang petition for a judicial review. Talagang hindi po siya bibigyan ng work permit. Okay. So yun guys, Ingat-ingat po. Make sure that everything you put in there are real, legitimate. Okay? Lalo na sa mga panahon ngayon, dapat ba bang sabihin yan? Lalo na sa panahon ngayon na talaga naghihigpit ang Canada. Gusto nilang bawasan ang mga pumapasok dito. Ibig sabihin, alam mo, naghahanap sila ng more reasons to refuse your application, diba? Naghihigpit talaga sila. So, ingat kayo guys. Don't be like this one. Okay? So, yun lang naman. Short but sweet po ang ating episode. I'll end this here. I look forward to reading your comments down there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!